When you Google SEO strategy, you often find a list of tactics. We're obsessed with tactics in SEO, but usually leave SEO strategy completely left out. And that's a problem. It blocks your way of climbing up the career ladder because everyone sees you as a nerd, but not the leader that you could be. And tactics are fun, but they're not enough to help you win against your competitors. Why is that? It's because tactics are not defensible. They can be copied, and anybody who works in a very competitive niche actually knows how quickly competitors will copy-paste a new SEO feature when they see that it works. The solution to that, of course, is strategy. And I want to offer you my definition of what strategy actually means. An SEO strategy is an explanation of the direction you move in and why. It should clearly define what work is prioritized, how it comes together to lead to a specific outcome, and what change your SEO strategy brings to the company. Other than what you see on the web, a strategy actually means 5 different things. First, setting a strong business goal, relevant to the business, of course. 2, identifying the problems that prevent you from achieving the goals. 3, identifying the resources and levers you have to get there. 4, defining how to measure success. And 5, deciding how to leverage your strengths and weaknesses against your competitors. Successful strategies have 5 elements. First, they show clearly what success looks like. They have a lot of clarity, make it easy to visualize what the final state should be. And to get there, you want to derive success from the broader business goals and company strategy. You want to align with stakeholders and paint a picture of the impact that the strategy can deliver. Second, you clearly understand the problems that you're facing. You can get there by auditing your landscape, meaning your competitive landscape, comparing your assets, resources, and growth with competitors, identifying the gap between your current performance and your goal, and using methods like the 5 times why for root cause analysis. The third element of a strong strategy is that it has a very clear prioritization of actions. You get there by deciding what's most important based on how actions impact your progress towards the goal, and finding out how it makes sense to tackle certain actions based on your resources, dependencies, and impact. Number 4, you're aware of how your business model impacts SEO by identifying where content comes from. Is it created by users or your company? And also, where is the leverage in the company? What are the things you can do that have an outsized impact? And lastly, the 5th element of a strong SEO strategy is that it's based on key insights. And those come from understanding the customer, market, and your competitive surrounding. We'll dive deep into each of these elements in the following sections. So expect a lot more context around. Before we do this though, I want to show you an example of what this could look like. When you go to the competitive feature or the competitor feature in the organic research section in Semrush, you can understand which sites you compete with from an SEO perspective. For example, in the US, Walmart competes much closer with eBay, and Amazon is much further ahead, as you can see on the chart. In Canada, though, Amazon is much closer, and Walmart also competes with Etsy. And that's an insight that could mean that Canada is a much more likely market to win for Walmart than the US. And potentially, Walmart should focus more of its resources and attention on Canada. It's difficult to find good examples of what an SEO strategy should look like. And without examples, it's very hard for us to mirror strategies to something. So let me give you a quick overview of what the artifacts of a good strategy typically look like, meaning how can we think about the deliverables of a strategy? The first one is the strategy document, and that's the most important one. It can come in a written form or in slides, and it should outline the opportunity, how work is prioritized, the levers, risks, and competitive advantage. The second artifact is the roadmap that contains projects and timings. And then lastly, we have projects and tasks themselves, but we won't cover them in this course since it's much closer to execution than strategy. We'll cover the first two deliverables in depth in the next chapter of this course. Before we jump there, I want to give you an idea of what good and bad strategy statements look like, just so you can get a feeling for clarity and good deliverables. So first of all, a bad strategy statement is vague, high level, and not quantifiable. A good statement for a strategy is very clear in what the returns are, what's needed in terms of resources, and what all the fine-grained projects look like. I want to finish this section with two questions that I get on a regular basis about strategy. The first one is, what is the difference between strategy and tactics? And the answer is that strategy focuses on the big picture and has a long-term focus, while tactics focus on specific action and have a short-term focus. The second question is the difference between strategy and planning. And the answer is that strategy is a high-level plan to achieve long-term goals under uncertainty, whereas planning is the organization of activities to achieve a specific goal. It clearly outlines who does what when.